evening, ladies. I know there's probably a couple more just joining in, so um, whenever you're ready, no rush. We're going to start in child's pose this evening, so you might want to have a pillow. You don't have to, but if you'd like to have a pillow, you can either place it under your belly, your chest, or even just under your head, or even under your glutes. So a couple of options there, but whatever is best for you, you can of course come into child's pose just straight on your mat, if that feels good too. So option is to take a little bit of a stretch into it and then allow your body to soften down, because we're just going to let ourselves basically arrive into our space and arrive in our mat in our child's pose. Okay, so it might be nice, again, there's two options of having your knees wide apart with the bolster here, with your pillow or bolster, and then just letting the body kind of soften to the floor. Or you can take your knees together, of course, as well, if that feels better. Okay, so just taking it, whatever you're drawn to do right now. So coming into your child's pose, we're starting off in child's pose. If you want a little pillow for your head, or even just make a pillow with your hands if you don't have one handy. Knees can be together, or you can take them wide apart and let the body come down between the thighs. So yeah, whatever feels best in your body. Maybe even just take a couple of breaths in each, see what feels good, and then letting everything soften and release to the floor. Maybe taking a couple of longer, deeper breaths in through the nose, directing it right into your belly, maybe even the back of your ribs, and then exhaling, let it all go. Just letting go of the whole day, the week so far. And again, inhale, big full deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. And just taking one or two more breaths like that. Big, full, long, deep breath in, allowing the whole body to expand. So feeling your belly and your ribs, your chest, and the whole back of your body as well. So maybe drawing more awareness into the back of your body while you're here, and feeling how the back of your ribs and your lower back and the upper back can all expand with the inhale, and then soften and release with the exhale. Allowing yourself to just fully arrive into your space this evening, onto your mat. And it is your space, what you've carved out here. This hour on your mat is precious. It's yours. It's your time. And even though, there could be interruptions and noises and different things going on, that's part of the process of yoga. Being present amidst everything that's going on. So this week, we have been just more of an emphasis with our practice on grounding and with the root chakra. So there are a couple of affirmations and mantras that I have been repeating, I suppose, at the start and maybe at the end of your practice. And you might resonate with one of them or two or all of them. If not, you might have your own that you like to use. And that's completely fine. I'm just throwing them out there as options for you. Okay. So as you start to just come into your breath and breathe again a little deeper. The rhythm of your breath just taking its own, coming into its own, not controlling it so much now, just really allowing your breath to find its own path, its own rhythm. But you have kind of started that conscious effort to breathe a little deeper. So now by itself, your breath is just taking on that conscious effort of the breath being a little deeper and maybe a little slower. Today, I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. Today, I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. Today, I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. And then just staying with your breath in slow, long, deep breaths. In and out through the nose. Just watching the inhale. Watching the exhale. And maybe setting an intention if one of those affirmations or mantras resonate with you. If not, if you have your own that you're working with, there's something that you'd like to bring into the rest of your week, the month ahead. And then just taking one more big, full, deep breath in. Exhaling, you're going to just sigh it out, let it go. And then on the next inhale, you're just going to start to come up onto your fingertips, wherever you are. So come up onto the fingertips and then stretch it all the way over to the right side. So be careful to keep an awareness in this left hip and keep it drawing back towards the heel if you can, and get that stretch into the whole side of the body. So feeling the weight of your legs, your sitting bones, your hips, just really releasing towards the mat. And then softening with the exhale. Long, slow, full deep breaths. Inhale, come all the way back to center and taking it over to the left side. And again, just really maybe using the fingertips here to help you draw that right hip back so that you get a deeper stretch down the right side. And then with the exhale, we're going to soften and release. And then coming all the way back up to center. You're going to lift up to a tabletop position. So just stacking the knees directly under your hips and maybe hip width apart. And then we'll walk our hands forward. So taking the arms as wide as your mat, maybe even wider. And we're going to allow the chest to soften down towards the mat. So if there is quite a bit of tightness in the shoulders, you might just come onto your forearms here and keep them nice and wide, even wider, to allow the chest to soften down. See how it feels. But again, if you come too far, this is one of those poses that if you come into it too far initially, your breath starts to catch and then the body starts to tense up a little bit. Just breathing into it nice and deeply, sending the breath into that space between the shoulders. Sending that breath and love into your heart space. And then we'll slowly come up back to our tabletop position. And we're going to start to move nice and gently into our cat-cows. So as you drop your belly, gently roll the shoulders back and lift the chin. And then exhale, start to tuck your chin right in towards the chest and tuck the tailbone in. So we inhale, lifting. Exhale, round. So really focus here on expanding through the fingers, pressing the hands down, getting that awareness with the earth beneath you, feeling that sense of groundedness, connection. And then slowly, as we come back to our tabletop position, we're going to curl the toes under. And then just lifting straight up to our first downward facing dog. Take a couple of stretches forwards and backwards. Bending the knees one at a time. Just checking in with how you're feeling. I love this pose. It's a really grounding pose as well. So make sure that you really feel that your whole hand, both of your hands, can really press down into the mat. And then also the legs should distribute some of the weight as well. So I know getting the heels, is not always an option, but you can take the weight back if you lift your hips nice and high. Okay, so bending the knees and lift the hips. So you don't have so much weight on your arms and wrists, and you have this lifting up, okay? Really nice. And then just gently shake the head out maybe a couple of times. Let the breath go. Take an inhale. Sigh it out. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. So slowly, slowly take the weight all the way back into your feet. And then hand forward into ragdoll. Again, knees are deeply bent here. Much more important to help you get that length through the spine, let the head release, than it is to, straighten the legs and round through the back. So get the lovely deep bend to start. Let the whole back of the body release. Shaking it out gently side to side. And then we're going to just slowly round up, chin in towards the chest, coming up to stand at the back of your mat, taking your hands together at heart center. Full deep breath in and exhale, release. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, we're going to interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling here. Try to get the biceps right by the ears. Think about your feet and the connection with the earth. So really press into the big toes. Make your legs as strong as you can as you reach up. Exhale, you're going to send your hips out to the left and hands over to the right. Keep rolling that left shoulder back. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Exhale, over to the left. And again, pressing into the feet, nice and strong. Legs, roll the right shoulder back. Inhale all the way back to center. Exhale, take the hands behind your head. Lift your chin, lift your chest, elbows wide. You can bend your knees here a little. Breathe into the chest, into the back of the shoulders. Exhale, we're going to fold forward and down. Hands back to the mat, and we're going to walk them forward, back into our downward facing dog. Okay, so again, heels can lift, but notice if it feels a little bit different this time. Maybe you have more weight back into the feet and the legs just naturally. So try to keep that awareness if you can, pressing evenly into 4 corners. And then we're going to take an inhale, lift our right leg up. We're going to bend the knee, open up the hip, and just gently circle out the right ankle. So both directions. And then moving knee on the ceiling. Again, both directions. Lovely. And then we're going to straighten off the right leg. Come onto the left tippy toes and ripple forward. Knee coming right in towards the nose. Squeeze it in. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, knee to nose. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling, lift up this time. We're going to take it over to our right elbow. Hold here for a moment. Keep lifting the foot up as high as you can. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale over to the left. From here, we're going to extend out the right leg to the side. And then keep the right hand down. So it's like a variation of side plank. Lifting up with the left arm. Stack the shoulder over the wrist if you can. Lift your hips as high as you can. Full breath in. Exhale all the way back to center. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. We're going to step right foot through to the top of the mat. We're going to take the left knee down into low lunge. Yeah, really good. And then keeping the hands as they are, send your hips back. So just get a little movement into our hips. And also just to really just keep ourselves low to the ground, working on that sense of being grounded before we come up. One more. And then as we come forward, we're going to keep the knees stacked over the ankle, left palm to press down, reach it with your right arm. As you exhale, we're going to take circles with that right arm. So big circles, getting a lovely stretch into your shoulder. One more. And then see if you can either stay here and just rest that right leg back, or right hand back, sorry, or you can lift up the left foot as well and grab a hold. Now it might feel a little bit intense. So if it's too much right now, just take the arm back, maybe even lift the foot, take a deep breath, roll the shoulder back. Exhale to release. Both hands down, we're going to step it back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to ripple forward into plank, knees, chest, and chin. Sliding forward onto your belly, roll the shoulders back, tops of the feet down. Inhale for cobra. Gorgeous. Exhale, release. Curling your toes and lifting back up to downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in and out. Left leg rises. We're going to bend the knee, open up that hip. Really good. Circle out the ankle. A couple of times, both directions. And then again, knee on the ceiling. A couple of times, both directions. And then we're going to straighten up the left leg. Come on to the right tippy toes, knee in towards the nose. Squeeze it in as tight as you can. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale over to the left elbow, hold. Inhale, lift. And then exhale over to the right. And extending out your leg. Moving over onto the side plank. So left hand down, left foot down. Inhale, reach the hips up. One more full deep breath. And then exhale back to three-legged dog. And then stepping through low lunge. The right knee comes down. And then send the hips back. So a couple of times, just moving with your breath, nice and gently. Try to get the hips right back if you can. Lovely. And chest forward. One more. And then when you come back, knees stacked over ankle, right hand press down. Maybe even take it a little wider so it's under your shoulder and you have some space. And then we reach the left arm up. Exhale, we're going to take a couple of big circles just to get a nice stretch into the shoulder. One more. And then this time as we come around again, you can just rest it on your bum really, wherever it gets to, your lower back, wherever it gets to. Or you can lift up your right foot and reach back and grab it. Leaning back if you can, and maybe even activate the leg to press back so you get a deeper stretch. Really nice. Gorgeous. And then slowly release. Curl the back toes under. Lift back up, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, ripple forward. Knees, chest, chin. Or chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, look forward. I'm going to slightly bend the knees, hop or step forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up. And exhale, we're going to interlace our fingers, press the palms up again here, press down into your feet, lift up and lengthen, exhale, stretching it all the way over to the right side, roll the shoulder back, lean back, lovely, and then back to center. Keep the arms straight and strong as well, lovely, push the hips to the right, full breath in, exhale again, take the hands behind your head, keep the fingers interlaced, elbows wide, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, nice and slowly. Inhale, halfway lift. Try to get as much length as you can through the spine. Keep your legs strong. Exhale, fold. We're going to step our feet together if they're not already together. And then inhale into Utkatasana, chair pose. Really nice. Bend your knees. Lovely. Try to gently tuck the tailbone slightly so the core is active. Gorgeous. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lift up and we're going to twist. Take the left elbow outside your right knee. Press the palms together. So really feel your legs working for you here. Pressing into your feet. You can see your toes. The weight is back into your heels. Roll the shoulder back. Lift the chest as you twist. Slowly, just looking towards the top of your mat, we're going to lift the left heel, lift the foot. Slowly step it all the way back. Twisting a little bit deeper. Inhale, slowly come up. Keeping the hands at heart center, extending them out, widen out, twist a little bit further. Right hand back, left hand forward. Right hip back. Sink your hips deeper and press back into your left heel. Gorgeous. One more deep breath. And then slowly take it to center. Reach up through the arms. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlacing the fingers, so really try to press into your feet here. Gorgeous. Draw the arms back, chest is open. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. So that right big toe in the inner arch is really pressing down to help keep you stable here. And the left leg, your heel is pushing back. Lift the arms if you can, just one more breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to release the hands to the mat, lovely, stepping back to plank. And then coming through vinyasa of your choice. So knees, chest, chin, or you can come through chaturanga. Lift the chin, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And connect to your breath. Take a couple of breaths here. Check in with how you're feeling. You can feel the earth beneath your hands and your feet. Inhaling, look forward. You can step or jump forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, back into our chair pose. So as we squeeze our knees and thighs together, we're going to feel really strong, and then sit the weight back so we can see the toes a little bit, yeah? And then reach your arms up so the chest lifts and opens. Exhale, palms together. Lift, and we'll twist over to the left. So right elbow outside your left knee. Draw the right knee back, press the palms together, lift your chest. Sit down a little bit deeper, hug the hips in. Stay with the breath. And then looking towards the top of your mat, you're going to simply lift your right heel and step it all the way back. So nice and controlled. Take your time. Make sure you have a little bit of distance, between the feet, so they're not directly one in front of the other. You have the right one back with the right hip and left one under or forward of the left hip, yeah? Twist a little bit deeper, and then slowly coming up, keeping that twist. Left hip draws back, Sink your hips and then reach the arms out. So left arm extends back, right arm forward. Right leg is super strong as well to help keep you stable. Gorgeous. Try to sit up a little bit taller and twist from the chest. Yeah, really good. And then inhale back to center, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands behind the back. Interlacing the fingers and then fold forward. You can feel this in my hips. Yeah, I bet you can. So keep strong through the legs. Head and neck can release. And then lifting the arms up away from the back. And we'll slowly release the hands down either side of the foot. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. And full breath into the belly. Exhale, side out. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. We're going to hold our plank this time. And then moving into a side plank on the right. So right shoulder over wrist. One foot in front of the other. Lift the hips. Reach up with the left arm. Full deep breaths. Maybe stack the left foot on top of your right if you feel stable enough. Really good. If you're here, you might even think about lifting the top leg, taking it behind your right foot, your right leg, and lift the hips for Wild Thing pose. Reaching back with your left arm, looking back to the left fingers, and then slowly take it back into your plank, holding. Exhale over to the left. So again, we'll just take a moment to check. It's hard to see sometimes, but check that the shoulder is over your wrist for stability, and then that your right hip is over your left. Then we'll stack your feet if it feels okay. Keep leaning back so you have a straight line from the heels to your hips, your shoulders. And maybe lift the top leg if it feels okay and take it behind. Lift your hips and look towards the right fingertips. And then slowly take it all the way back. And we'll come down. You can take knees, chest, chin, or just come all the way down onto your belly. Forehead onto your hands. Couple of breaths here. Full deep breath in. So if you start to notice that your breath has quickened and started to feel a bit more challenged, just really focus on your exhale. Focus on emptying the lungs completely, and then your inhales just become that little bit longer, more naturally. Just taking one more breath here. And then we'll slowly take our hands under the shoulders, round into child's pose. Again, just for a couple of breaths. So this time maybe the knees are together. Again, if it feels better for you to take them wide apart and come all the way down, you can do that as well. Allow your forehead to come to either the mat or your hands. So it doesn't matter which, but try to get that connection with the forehead and something beneath it. Breathing into your lower back of the rib cage, expanding the breath into all the sides of the body. And then we'll slowly take ourselves back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, take the knee in towards the nose. We're going to step it through. This time, warrior two. Press into your feet. Help yourself to come up. Gorgeous. So we're going to make sure that we feel really strong through the legs. The outer edges of the feet and the inner edges press down, the big toes, so the feet are really what's, on the mat supporting us here. And we need to use that engagement to work up to the legs slowly. Try to be broad across the chest, dropping the tailbone and lifting the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Gorgeous. You're just going to look over the right hand slowly. Take a full deep inhale. Right hand to face up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reverse warrior. Peaceful warrior. The left hand can come around your lower back, maybe catching hold of the top of your thigh if you like. And then we'll slowly take it back. Warrior two. Exhale, right arm onto your right thigh. Reach across with the left arm. Keep lifting through the chest. Lovely. So the arms by your ear. Yeah, really nice. In, now press into your legs all the way back up. Warrior two. And then we'll turn the right toes in. Hands come to your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Chest is open. Exhale, we're going to fall forward, flat back. Nice and slowly. We're going to take the hands just in front off the mat here to start. Okay, yeah. And then see if you can get your palms flat on the mat almost. So off the mat, wherever they get to, flat. If that makes sense, yeah? They can be a couple of feet out in front of you. And then when you have that, think about the weight moving your way forward as if your weight's in your hands rather than your feet so much, yeah? And then when you're there, take an inhale again, lift your chest, lengthen, draw the navel in towards your spine, lovely. And then you might start to walk the hands in a little bit more. But you're still trying to keep the sitting bones over the ankles, so not behind, if that makes sense. A lot of the time, we have our sitting bones back. So if we take it forward, the weight comes a bit more into the balls of the feet here. And then we can start to let the head go, releasing and just letting go. And then we're just going to slowly lift and lengthen, hands back onto your hips and chin into chest, come all the way back up. We're going to turn our left toes out towards the back of the mat and then coming into warrior two here. So maybe taking a bit of a wider stance. Yeah? Reaching the arms up to shoulder height. Full deep breath in. And again, lengthen the tailbone, lift through the chest. Really nice. Keep the body centered. Arms are strong. So if someone came over to, tip your arm or push your arm, it's going to be really strong and solid. And then with the exhale, left hand faces up. Reach up and over. And then taking your right hand either just resting on the lower back, or maybe it comes in on top of the thigh. Breathing a little bit deeper as you soften your hips. And then slowly back to center. Left forearm to thigh and reach up and over. Really good. Think about it again, leaning back, rolling the shoulder back, open the chest. And then slowly with the exhale, all the way back up. Left toes turn in, so both feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. Hands are going to come behind your back. Interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, and as you exhale, come forward. So slowly, lead with the chest, and then we're going to take the arms up if it feels okay, with the head releasing down. Just taking 2 more breaths here. Really nice. Keep the spine long, lovely. And then slowly release and come all the way back up. Chin into chest. We're going to just step towards the top of your mat. Hands to heart center. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Maybe just close the eyes for a moment. If you need to have a little drink. And then just coming to Tadasana. Yeah, so maybe just have the feet hip width apart for a moment. I just want us to take a moment here and really draw awareness down the back of the body, into the heels and into the feet. So pressing the palms together, closing your eyes gently, and then just feeling a lengthen up through the spine. Maybe lift the toes, spread them nice and wide, and then just pressing maybe the big toes down first. See if you can press them down into the mat with the rest of the toes lifted. See if you can do the second toe, the third, fourth. It's very difficult. And try to get them really working. So pressing into the mat and spread evenly. That makes sense. And then awareness down towards the inner arches of your feet, your heels, and trying to have your weight balanced so that you feel that your weight is evenly distributed between both legs, yeah, and between the feet. Sorry, the front and back of the foot, and then lengthen up. Okay, so we're going to start by just gently bending the knees and lift your right heel up off the mat. So we might take the hands to hips now for balance. Okay, and then we're going to lift our right foot. Keep bending into the left leg and see if you can get that right ankle across your left thigh. Pausing. See if you can sit down a little bit deeper. So we're going to send the hips back for this one. You want to keep your right foot active as well, and then gently work open the right knee and hip. Sit down a little bit deeper, lift your chest, hands come to heart center. So find your point of focus, connect to the breath. Sitting down a little bit deeper. And then we'll slowly come all the way back up. Aligning the knees together. We're going to reach back with our right hand and take a hold of the inside of your ankle. Okay, so when you get there, just try to get the knees back in line and really reach down through that left leg. So you have maybe a little bend to start. And then as you inhale, we're going to reach it to the left arm. Exhaling, kick back with the right foot. And try to use the leg here to really kick back rather than, the body just coming down. Whoops. And I'm talking too much, trying to demonstrate. So taking the foot and then kicking back with the foot while reaching forward. Again, those equal kind of opposite forces are going to help keep you balanced. Just taking one or two more breaths. Gorgeous. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Whoops. Give the legs a little shake out. Well done. And then we're going to move to the other side. So same thing, well, we have that awareness now. We know how to really press into our feet, but just try to come straight back into that. Bend the knees a little bit as well. So you have, the legs aren't locked out completely. Just a little bit of bend while keeping them strong. And then left leg lifts. We're going to take it across the right thigh. And make sure it's not right on top of the knee because that might get a little bit of pain there. So if you need to, gosh, I'm so lovely. If you need to bend down and take it on top of the thigh just to start, yeah? And then hands come to heart center. Again, use something if you need to for balance, a wall, What's most important here is that our left leg is strong, it's flexed, and then you're starting to open out that hip and also really strengthen the glutes and the right thigh as well. So there's a lot of work going on. Stay with your breath, and again, finding that point of focus. Drawing the energy right in and down into that standing leg, into the heel of your foot. And then slowly coming back up. Left knee aligned with the right. Left hand. So the easy thing to show you is that when your hand is by your side, you're just going to open it out so the palm and the elbow face out. Hold on a minute, and then grab a hold inside. It just gives you a greater range of motion if you're holding this way. Okay, and then inhale, reaching up with the right arm. Exhale, just focus on kicking back with the left leg. And then as you kick back, you want to reach forward with your right arm. Sorry, I'm so wobbly today. You're all doing great. So reach back, reach forward, really good. One more deep breath. And then slowly release. Just see my neighbor walking by there. It was, yeah, real distraction. And give your legs a little shake. And then we're just going to come down onto the mat. So if you need to have a little drink, come down. Actually, we're going to come onto our knees, onto sitting on our heels on our knees. Yep. Okay, and then just pause for a moment when you come down. Maybe place, I can't even speak, the palms to face upright. And roll the shoulders back. It's been a busy week. So taking just a couple of breaths here, allowing your face to soften, jaw to release. And allowing all that energy again just to sift back into the body. Noticing your shins on the mat, your tops of your feet, the sitting bones on your heels, the weight of your body. And then we're going to take just a little camel flow, maybe camel variation, okay? So we're going to curl our toes under here to start. And just check that the knees aren't too close together. So hip width apart and even slightly wider actually from. So for me, if the knees are like this, it feels a little bit too tight in the back. So just get whatever feels good for you. And with the toes curled under, as I kind of said last week, it really helps to activate your legs and activate the glutes. So it really gives you that extra strength through the legs to keep your hips forward. So rather than collapsing back into it, okay? So when you have this going on, yeah, you're more capable, more able to keep your hips forward. So we're going to take a bit of flow, aren't we? So you can say one thing and then do another. Right hand to right heel, come back down for a moment, and then use your legs to help you lift up and look back towards the right. Exhale to lower, we're going to change over. Left hand to left heel, lift up, look back. And just take a couple of flows like that. So we're just working with the breath, helping to open up the spine. So just take one more each side. And then as we come back, this time we'll lift our hips, hands to the lower back, so the thumbs are to the outside. And then we're going to use the hands here to really push forward. And again, it's in that pushing forward, and it helps keep the legs active, but feel a support for your lower back. Roll the shoulders back, chest is open. And maybe you just look up towards the ceiling. Maybe it's just, where the ceiling meets the wall. That's completely fine. You're still getting that lovely openness into the chest and the front of your body. Full deep breaths. Maybe one hand comes to a heel and then the other. And to come back out, you simply place the hands back on your lower back. Take your time. Gorgeous. Really nice. Lovely, ladies. And come down and just sit on your heels for a moment. So untuck the toes. Give them a little rest. And just take the hips gently side to side. Okay, so we just do one more option. So same one, you can do that one, or we can keep the toes untucked if you like. It is a little bit deeper, and then you do have to probably work a little harder to keep the hips coming forward and lifting. Okay, so a good bit of work going on in the back of the body here. Hands to the lower back, rolling the shoulders back, and again, just gently lift and look up. While you're lifting up, imagine there's a string at the chest and it's lifting it up too. Really nice, gorgeous. Roll the shoulders back a little bit more, even elbows back a little bit more, gorgeous. And then see if you can get the hands really nice. The head might come back, gorgeous, Katrina, lovely. And to release again, hands come to the lower back, nice and slowly. Take your time to come down, so it might feel again just a little, even rush of blood to the head. It's just, of course, quite intense back bend. So take a moment, little movements, connecting to your breath. And then we're just, again, just going to place our palms to face up on the thighs for a moment. And just take this opportunity to tune into your body again. Notice any difference you might feel from the start of your practice. Notice that shift in energy that you might feel. You might even just feel like some heat or some tingling in the body. We all experience it a little bit different. Maybe it's a release of emotion. Again, it is different experience for everyone. As I say, poses are quite personal. You know, we're all quite individual in how we express them and how we feel in them. So we're just going to slowly come forward into child's pose. So your back might feel a little tender. So maybe even just taking hands in front and stacking them for a moment and check in, just see how you feel. If it's all right to take the forehead all the way down, then off you go. But taking a couple of breaths, breathing nice and deeply. Sending the breath right into your lower back, down towards the hips. As we slowly inhale, come all the way back up. I'm just going to take a gentle twist. We're going to twist over to the right. Just use your left hand to help you into the twist. So the right fingertips mightn't get anywhere, mine don't. And then we're just going to roll the right shoulder back from the rib cage. So we're trying to keep our hips level and try to twist from the ribs. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Exhale to the opposite side. And then as we come back to center, we'll extend the legs out in front. So to show you, we're going to take them at like 45-degree angle. And even take a moment to kind of lift the outer thighs and roll them in, if that makes sense. So same with the glutes. When I suppose when people go, oh, pick up the bum of your fleshy bum or whatever, it's not that you have this huge bum that you need to move. In doing that, I suppose it kind of helps to lift the thighs and roll them inwards, so we're engaging the leg a little bit more, okay, and getting that connection so our muscles can activate. Feet are flexed, and then we're going to sit up nice and tall. So think about, again, the lower belly drawing in and coming up as tall as you can. We're just going to come fingertips forward. So you almost feel like if I engage the legs too much and root down, that I'm not going to come forward. You know, I need to be coming forward like this. But you actually get further when you do all that, when you have all that activation going on, and then walk the hands forward nice and slowly. So maybe you come onto the fingertips, take a nice full deep breath in, and then exhale. Almost even visualize your hip sockets kind of tilting, you're rolling forward on the hips. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths here, breathing into it, feeling yourself, letting go. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway, and then we're going to walk our hands all the way over to the right foot. So take one hand either side, come back up maybe even halfway, it might be better, and then turn the body over your right foot. And then we'll slowly walk the hands forward. So we're going to try to keep the chest over the right leg and look just towards the foot or beyond the foot to keep the chest open. And maybe softening down with the exhale. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, over to the other side. So again, as you come up, hands either side, try to twist from the rib cage and the chest, and then we'll walk forward nice and slowly. And try to keep the chest centered over your right leg. Left leg, sorry. Soften down. And then slowly on the next inhale, we're going to come all the way back up to center. Just taking both feet in to a diamond shape. So taking Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. And then holding onto the feet with your hands, we're going to just interlace the fingers, lift your chest. Gently just butterfly the knees, or just side to side, little movements. Take an inhale again, lift the chest, exhale. Elbows might come outside the shins, and then folding forward. Inhale again, lift. Exhale, fold. One more deep breath. And then we'll slowly come all the way back up. We're going to extend the legs out in front. And then coming onto your back. So if you want to have a drink or anything before you come down, if you have any blankets or pillows or anything, that you want to have, and then you're going to make your way down onto your back, whatever way you like. So if you want to roll down. Say my core is a bit sore from yesterday. So just slowly coming down and then arriving on your back. Take a moment if you'd like to hook the knees in towards your chest and rock around, or if you feel like you want to take a twist or anything, absolutely, but not necessary. We've done enough. And then take a nice big full deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out, let it go. And again, big full deep breath in. Exhale. And one more. Nice long deep breath. Exhaling. And then just feeling the whole weight of the body softening towards the mat. Back of the head, letting go. The whole weight releasing. Eyes softening into the sockets. Brow is soft. Cheeks and jaw. Front of the throat and your shoulders, releasing and letting go. The upper back, middle back, and lower back. Hips sinking into the mat. Shoulders releasing and letting go. Backs of the arms towards your elbows. Lower arms. Wrists. Backs of the hands. Palms of the hands. And fingertips. Hips, thighs, backs of the knees, calf muscles, all the way down towards your heels. Tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and your toes. Whole back of your body, letting go. Breath moving gently through the body, expanding with the inhale, softening and releasing with the exhale. Today I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. Today I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. Today I am present in my body. I release fear and gain trust in the process of life. I am grounded, centered, and fully present. Just staying with the breath. Slow, deep inhale. Slow exhale. Just staying with the breath. Starting to gently draw awareness back into your physical body, to feeling the connection of the earth beneath you, feeling the breath move in and out through the body. Starting to gently wake the body up, touching the thumb off the fingertips. Maybe making circles with the wrists, your ankles. And just gently taking the head side to side, giving it a little stretch. And then take a nice big full deep breath in. Reach through the arms, stretch through the toes, big full body stretch. And then with the exhale, gently hug the knees in towards the chest. Just rocking gently side to side, massaging out the lower back. And then rocking gently onto your right hand side. Just pausing here, take a moment. And then gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position when you're ready. We're just going to take our hands together at heart center just to close our practice together this evening. So just saying a big thank you to yourselves, firstly, for again taking the time and effort and carving out this space for yourselves each day to show up and practice yoga. Look after yourselves. So thank you all so much as well. Namaste. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, please let me know. I won't be here next week because I'm taking a few days off teaching, but the classes will be covered by, so I have Kathy, Yvonne, Laurie and Jane covering the classes throughout the week. So yeah, they're still on and all the rest. But yeah, so I'm kind of in the thick of it now with the new studio, but it's good. It's making progress already, which is great. Just some things taking longer than you expect. but that's okay. Other than that, yeah, all good. And we'll keep going here, of course. I know I sent out the survey as well, so thanks for everyone who sent that back. A lot of people did, which is great. Um, and yeah, it looks like, I suppose, maybe 50% or so who sent it back are eager to get into the studio. So I'm going to be obviously, mixed kind of opinions and stuff like that. So that's why I just wanted to get a feel for, I suppose, those that are, what times are working and all that kind of stuff before we put a schedule up. So yeah, if you have any more, I don't know who sent me what. So I know there was a couple of questions in them. Sometimes when you send out a survey, you know who sends it back to you, but I don't with this. So if you had a specific question, just let me know. I will try to address them in the next mail, but there's just a couple of ones, like I suppose, with the online classes and what else was there? Like we are going to obviously keep going with them, and we're going to try to keep the timetable we have. But of course, if nobody is going to them anymore, then it's going to be a little difficult to keep, paying teachers obviously to teach them if they're not, if there's nobody going. But yeah, if there is, and we have whoever, that core people, of course, we'll have to keep them going anyway. So no worries, nothing to fret yet. It just might change over the course of time. I don't know, but like we want to keep doing what we're doing anyway. So fingers crossed. If you have any questions, yeah, let me know. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Hi, I can hear you.
Thanks, Erica.
Thank you so much. Geraldine, you going to say something?
Have a great week.
I can't hear Geraldine.
Sorry?
Geraldine's talking, but I can't hear her. Are you talking?
No. No, just said have a good week. Enjoy.
Sorry, it looked like you were asking me something. I was like, I can't hear her. I can't hear her.
Yeah. Okay. And thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Enjoy your golf as well.
Thanks, Erica.
Thank you.
Enjoy your week.
Thank you. Thanks a
Bye.
million.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.